How to start a property stokvel in a proper legal and structured manner. Guys, for the past few years, I had the opportunity to consult with a lot of group of ladies, whoever it is, who are creating stokvels, and just guide them in how they can do it in a proper legal and structured manner so that later on don't have issues. Today, I'll be sharing a step-by-step guide on how exactly you can go about creating a structured property stokvel that you and your friends can go and use to acquire properties for yourself in order to earn passive income in the form of rent or buying property, redeveloping it and selling it again. So that is what we'll be talking about. So guys, my name is Ivan Sambo. Do ensure you hit the like button, subscribe, and give me your feedback on what you think about this structured, legal, and formal way to create a property stokvel for yourself.
Welcome to the Investors Chair podcast with Ivan Sambo. Explore investing, saving, and budgeting in South Africa. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
So let's get into that. I think the first step that we need to talk about before diving too deep into the step-by-step guide is to define what exactly is a property stokvel. So guys, when you talk about property stokvel, think about it as a normal stokvel that people contribute monthly to it. But instead of taking that monthly contribution you are doing and go paid out in December to buy groceries or pay each member of the stokvel, that money is used to acquire, develop, or manage properties amongst the group members of that stokvel. This is a good way for a large number of people to come together, or a group of people to come together and be able to acquire properties and develop them and earn passive income for themselves, because one person cannot do it, so collectively they can do it. So how do you go about creating this property stokvel, guys? Typically, I say there are 7 ways in which you have to follow. I'll read through them because I took down notes. I want to ensure that I speak to the facts. But there are 7 ways that you need to 7 steps that you need to follow in order to ensure that your property stokvel is structured, legal, and makes sense in terms of formality. And step 1 obviously is getting the right people that you need. Typically, what I always say, 5 to 20 members are enough for a property stokvel, guys. Don't go above that. 5 to 20, wonderful. Get 5 to 20 people that have the same vision as you, the same goal as you, and the same commitment as you. This is the hardest but the most simplest step. It's hard because you need to ensure you pick the right people who are financially reliable and able to commit long term. People who understand investment is not a get rich quick scam. As well, people who are honest and open in terms of their communication. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is to agree on the goals of your property stokvel. Yes, the broader goal is property investments, but you need to be clear what specific property are you investing into, guys. You need to set those goals in the beginning before going to step number 3. Step number 2, to set those goals clear. Are you guys going to be buying rental flats or rental houses to earn monthly income? Are you guys going to be, Are you guys going to buy land and develop it and sell it, or buy land and develop it and rent it out? Are you guys going to build backyard rooms to rent out? You need to be clear on the specific property investment you are going to do. And also, do not try to do everything. You're in step number 2 with your members of your stokvel. You need to pick one specific type of property investment you want to do and be clear on it. Later on, you can add more, but in the beginning stage, you need to be clear so that when you contribute your monthly payments to your stokvel to develop that property, you don't guys now start fighting. Okay, let's start with this. No, you need to be clear in the beginning. Set the goals very straightforward at first, right? Step number 3 is now sitting down as members of this Stokvel, knowing your goals that you did in number 2, and as a member of this Stokvel that you have agreed on, step number 1. Step number 3 is to sit down and set the rules of your Stokvel. All of you cannot be one person sitting and writing the rules, guys. No, all of you need to come down, come sit down. Spend a whole day setting down the rules. The rules need to be clear. There are basically 6 things you need to achieve when you're setting down your rules. Number 1, how much each person will contribute. Yeah, and how often do you contribute? If it's monthly or once every 2 months, whatever timeline you guys have, you must write it down in your rules. Everyone knows how much they are contributing. Everyone know how often they must contribute, right? Rule number 2 is what happens if someone does not pay. You need to be clear about this. Does this person, if they cannot pay this month, mean that next month they must pay double? And if they miss 3 months, what happened? You need to set down rules and regulation about this as well, guys. Number 4, how profits is shared. So number 3, in your rules, you must set out how profits going to be shared. What do I mean about that? You must sit down and say, hey guys, because we've agreed that we will build this property, and when those properties start making profits, how will we share it? Does it mean it will share it equally? Or does it mean that we do it once a year, we decide to say this one profit gets one person? Like, you need to be clear. Set your own type of how you're going to share the profits when you start making profit, right? And also, you need to talk about how a decision made in the property Stokvel, right? Is it voting system, or is it 3 people that you choose to be secretary, chairperson, and treasurer, and those people make the day-to-day decision, but huge decisions are made as a collective? You need to set out how decisions are made, create a structure within your Stokvel on how decisions are made. The most simplest one, that everyone votes in any decision that you're making, right? Besides the day-to-day running of the stock firm, which you can elect 3 people, the chairperson, treasurer, and secretary, to do the day-to-day running, right? Then, after that, you need to say, what happens if a member leaves? In your rules, you must make it clear, right? What happens if your members leave? Remember, this is step number 3. We're setting down the rules. This is one of the rules. What happens if a member leaves? And how can a member leaves, right? And what happens if a member passes away? You need to set down rules about that as well, and everyone must agree on those rules. If a member passes away, the next of kin, you guys as a group buy them out to their next of kin or to whoever it is, right? You need to decide on that. And if a member leaves, what happened to their money? And all of those rules must be set out very clear. And who manages the money of the Stokvel, and who keeps the records, and also who's the chairperson and who's the secretary to record all your meetings. You must decide on that as well. That's all under the rules you need to set in step number 3. Now let's go to step number 4, right? In step number 4, you need to register and open a bank account. I'm not talking about Stokvel bank accounts here. Please, I'm not. Those Stokvel bank accounts you open in African Bank, on Absa Standard Bank, no. You guys, at step number 4, you need to come together and say, number 1, we will register a private company, PTY Ltd. LTD, it's LTD, no, PTI LTD, right? You're gonna open a private company. This private company doesn't belong to one person, it's a director. All the members of the Stokvels are a director and shareholder of this company. Then this private company goes and open a bank account. The bank account doesn't belong to the Stokvel, it belongs to the private company, and this private company is owned by all the members of the Stokvel equally. And all the members of the Stokvel are directors there, right? You need to go do that, right? And then step number 5 is now contribution. You start contributing and saving that money in the account of the private company. You contribute the money there. You set it out very clear. And every month, if you say every month, every member must contribute by the 10th of that month, right? So say every month by the 10th, everyone should have contributed. By the 12th, there should be a bank statement by the secretary sent to all the members of that Stokvel saying, here is how much everyone has contributed this month, and here's the total balance. That's how you function every month when you do step number 4, so step number 5, the contribution and saving. Every month you set this in your rules as well, that everyone must contribute by the 10th of every month. And by the 12th, the bank statement goes out to confirm that everyone has contributed. If someone has not contributed, the secretary must give reasons who has not contributed and why have not contributed. And that next month, this person will double their contribution or whatever the case is based on your rules from step number 4, right? So that's from your rules in step number 3. Now we go into step number 6, which is the exciting one. Now, when you've done your contribution, you've reached your target of how much you want to save in your Stokvel to buy that house. That house costs R500,000 rand. You decided it will take us 2 years to contribute to buy that house. Then now start buying, and you must start buying. Step number 6, when you start buying, you must start buying smart. Before, as a property Stokvel, you do the buying. In step number 6, there are 4 things that you need to do all together as a member of Stokvel. Right? Obviously, this process will be led by the secretary of your Stokvel, but you must research the area in which the Stokvel will buy the property. Location and rental income value of the place. Number 2, get the property professional to value the property or land that you want to buy. Don't just buy it because, hey, I know the person. No. Get a professional to come assist you in that process of buying. And to look at the value of the property and what the value will be in the next few years. And if the property is good for rental or not, or whatever aim your Stokvel want to do, right? And not only that, you must get an attorney as well to assist you with the legality of that process. And in that attorney and that professional person will be happy because they must be both be paid by the private company that you guys have registered and you guys have been contributing towards every single month. And you must make sure that the property is registered correctly before you buy it by the person you're buying it from. And when you buy it, that's under you guys. It must not be under a member of the Stokvel's name. It must be owned by the private company that you all registered and all of you are directors of. That's step number 6. Step number 7 is now management and growth. Right? So right now you've bought your first property, you follow all my 6 steps, you have experienced all of this. Step number 7 is to manage and grow your Stokvel. And there are 4 things that you need to do, guys. Here, rent is that you need to, if you are renting the property out, you must ensure that you know you have an agent that you've hired to manage the property for you, or you're renting out. Deal with the tenants for you guys on your behalf. Deal with getting tenants, manage the property for you. Because if you as Stokvel members try to do it, there will be fights amongst each other, right? But if you get a rental agent to do it for you, and an agent just gives you guys information and updates around this, it helps. Right? So that's what we must do. Number 2, if you're doing rental. If you're buying and selling property, you just buy it and rent it and sell it out. Also get an agent. Don't do it yourself. You guys go, you buy it, you get professionals, a professional construction company to revamp and sell it for you. Right? You don't do it yourself because it will cause a lot of conflict amongst you as Stokvel members. Right? And also, in the money that you guys are making from your rental property or buying and selling property or whatever it is, you must also put aside money for maintaining those properties and maintaining your property, your company, and maintaining the professionals that you've hired. If you've hired, or if you just have an emergency savings account for your Stokvels, just in case something goes wrong with your properties. Right? And I think as well, reinvest into buying more property. Don't focus after you got your first property in all making money and taking the money out. Focus on reinvesting that money into the company that you guys all own and buying more and more and more properties. Right? So now the bottom line. What are the things that you must never skip when you're creating stuff? Number 1, never skip the written agreement. All those agreements, the rules that you guys do, they must be signed by all the members. All of them. Or else they're invalid. right? Number 2, keep the money in the business account. Don't go open a Stokvel account. Don't go open a personal account of the member's name. No, it must be under the account, the bank account of the PTY Ltd private company you registered and all are members of, right? Cool. And also, always get professional advice. When you're about to buy the house, consult with an attorney, consult with a property professional. Don't think because I know Baby is selling his house, we can buy Baby his house and we can turn it into rooms and let's do it ourselves. No. I know we don't like spending money, but please spend money on professional. Right? And remember, property is a long-term investment. Do not start a property investment thinking you want to do it within 2 years. It takes 3 minimum to be right, to be perfect. So you need people who are patient, right? So what's my bottom line? What is my thought? The best time to buy property was 2000 or the 90s or the 80s. Or the 60s. The next best time to buy property is now. If you cannot do it by yourself, let's work together with this Stokvel properties and everything in between. And guys, I hope this step-by-step guide is helpful, educational, and also remember that thing I say, constituted financial advice is only for educational purposes. Please don't forget to hit a like, subscribe, follow, and also comment. Be blessed and be safe.